Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I want to discuss the fascinating topic of creativity and pretty much just share some insights and things that I've learned as I embark upon my own creative journey. And it's truly something that I am excited about, and I think it's gonna hopefully be of help to people who are really looking to cultivate that inspired action that fuels their creativity. And so today's video, we're just pretty much talking about the creativity connection and how our creative insights, our creative gifts, our talents are the true connection and the true path to wealth, success, and happiness. So, most of the times when you think about creativity, one of the first things, at least for me, that used to come to mind was, the artistic aspect of creativity. Whether you're a painter, maybe you're someone who likes to sketch, or even like a music performer. When people think of creativity, they might think of a pianist or someone who loves instruments. And, that's like the typical comparison when somebody says, oh, I'm creative, and they, specifically go to music. But it's actually so much more to that. And when you think about our creator, God, the universe, and from that sort of mindset, it's so expansive. It is so, like, you can't even really get into a place of explaining it, because it's not one of those things that you can just discuss and be done with it. It is a never-ending conversation. So I pretty much started looking at creativity from that standpoint, from being an expansive tool that we all have access to. And it's something that I've been using to really unlock opportunities for myself and honestly personal fulfillment as well. And so I just want to share this to encourage you guys to do the same. So yeah, in this episode, I'm just pretty much, or this video rather, pretty much just talking about why creativity is essential, pretty much how to cultivate it, and ways that you can turn your creative ideas into real world success. So the first thing that I want to touch on really quickly is why creativity is the key to wealth and success. And that's a pretty big question. Like, why is creativity so important? It's just not about making art. It's actually something that can solve any problem that you might have, because when you think about even those of us who meditate and practice silence, in those moments that you're silent, or in those moments of meditation, the answer, the solution will come. It's like creative innovation, thinking outside of the box. So those insights are specifically important. And it's really, it allows you like the ability to see opportunities rather than obstacles, so to speak. So, that's when you think about like some of the most successful people in the world, one of the biggest things that they have in common is just being able to get quiet, to get silent, to meditate, to spend time in nature, to practice things that help them to realign their energy. And when you're able to do that and cultivate a practice that really helps you align with that, that opens doors. Creativity opens the door. That's the first place to go. It's like to go within, because your inner creator is what's going to open up those doors of opportunity for you. And it's something that you can rinse and repeat and replicate. If you have personal problems, if you have financial problems, if you have problems on the job, relationship, it doesn't matter. You just really want to focus on how you can, come up with something that you like to do, whether it's meditation, nature, to get silent so that you can realign with the inner creator. So that's the biggest thing. And it's not about working harder. It's pretty much about being innovative and not thinking that you always have to have like a logical or practical approach to solving a problem. Go within first, and the world of solutions will come about. So that's the first thing that I want to highlight, is like the importance of the inner creator. Also too, number two, I want to discuss like common myths about creativity. And I think this is important because, sometimes, like I said, I just talked about how when we think about creativity, typically people think about artists, but, it doesn't start or end there. So one of the first myths is that creativity is a talent that you're born with. And this is not necessarily true, because, creativity can also be a skill. And like with any skill, it's something that we develop and practice. And that's really the most important thing, is that you have to make sure that you're practicing what God has given you to practice with. So if you have a skill set, a gift, the only way that you're going to improve and really capitalize upon that gift is by practicing what you have to give. So make sure that you think about that, put some thought into what you can do skill wise, or something that you're good at that you want to cultivate and get better at. The second myth is that creativity is only for certain careers. And specifically, for me, like just being an entrepreneur, like whether you're an entrepreneur, a marketer, a teacher, or just maybe creativity plays a role in the way that you approach and solve problems. It's not only for a few select industries or people. It's way more expansive than that. Another myth is that, creativity is chaotic and it's, unstructured, and it's one of those things that it's only for people who are lazy and not, they don't have any real drive or any real inspiration. And that is so far from the truth, because actually, like I said before, most successful creators, they have a system and they have strategies and a way to turn their ideas into tangible outcomes. And a lot of times that starts with going within, connecting with your inner self, getting silent, following those intuitive nudges, following the inspiration, following what people always compliment you on or tell you that you're good at. Those are synchronicities and signs to direct you, down the path that you should go. And it's just, to me, like validation from the universe, like, hey, this is my skill. This is what God put me here to do. This is my purpose, and this is the direction that I'm going. So I just want you to understand that creativity isn't exclusive to artists or inventors. And pretty much the first step is to make a decision to tap into your own inner power and go from there. All right, so next let's talk about, how do you cultivate it? How do you cultivate creativity for wealth and success? Well, that looks different for everybody. But to me, the way that I, started cultivating this for myself personally is just deciding that I was going to utilize my creative talents. With me, I love, communicating, for you guys who are familiar with my podcast, I love to talk. I love to, share other people's stories. That's one of the things that kind of inspired the podcast to begin with. But just having that, initial idea to use my voice and use my ability to communicate, that was very important and crucial to me deciding that, hey, yeah, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to cultivate my own creativity by making a decision and by taking the steps and doing the work. Another thing that I found to be helpful was to really embrace the things that I didn't know. So like I would suggest that, you embrace the curiosity. Practice until you become better. You don't have to be a professional at something that you're already good at, but practicing will definitely take you to the next level. So make sure that you're fine-tuning and, challenging yourself and stepping outside of the box. Those are very important. Also, the inspired ideas. You take your ideas and you act on them. Creativity without execution won't lead you to success. But if you start small, test out your ideas, you can refine them, bring them to life, so to speak. And that progression is what's going to lead you towards success. And there's always room for improvement. Like, we don't worry about perfection. We just worry about making sure that we're taking the steps and we're following the inspired action. And also surround yourself with inspiration. Your environment impacts your creativity, believe it or not. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people and places and the things that inspire you. And also, too, if possible, just work on networking with other creatives and entrepreneurs. And that can also help to spark creative ideas. You can also identify ways that your creativity can solve a problem or fulfill a need. I know a lot of times there's different podcasts and even different YouTubers and channels here on YouTube that highlight how they solve a problem and pretty much giving back to the community or giving back to people with their own insights. So that's another way, just pretty much seeing how you can fulfill a need. Maybe you can write a book. Maybe you can start a podcast. What can you do to serve others? That's a big one. So make sure that you're doing that. And I would also encourage you to just, if you don't do anything else, make a list. Make a list of some things that you're good at and really focus on whether or not those are things that would bring you joy if you were in a position to do them full time. Because in doing that, that's gonna, that'll be a catalyst towards your next step. And sometimes you might find that is really, maybe it's not what you wanted to do, but by doing that practice, maybe a couple of days out of the week, just try it for 3 days and see if that list gets smaller. So basically what you're left with, that might be a key, like an indication of this is where you need to put your attention and focus when it comes to your own skill set or talents and abilities. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's my take. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I just want to encourage you once again to make sure that you're creating a space for yourself to connect with your inner creator. And also, too, if you're interested and you need help with doing that, check out my Vision Alignment Blueprint Guide. It's a free guide. You can download it free on Gumroad. The link is in the description. And it just kind of helps you realign your energy and really fine-tune and practice some of the things that you really enjoy so that you are in balance and you are focusing on working to live and do things that are purposeful and meaningful to you. All right, guys, catch you guys later.